My girlfriend told her mom I wasn't husband material, so I stopped acting like one. I was replacing the brake pads on Sarah's mom's car in their driveway on a Saturday morning when I heard her say it through the open kitchen window. Her mother was asking when Sarah was finally going to settle down with me, and she said, 3 years is a long time, sweetie. Your sister was already married by your age. Sarah laughed and said, Mom, relax. He's good for now, but let's be real. He's not exactly husband material. I'm keeping my options open. Her mother sounded relieved and said, Oh, thank God. I thought you were getting too attached. You can do so much better. Her sister chimed in with, Yeah, you need someone more ambitious. And her dad muttered something about me being fine for now. I just sat there on their driveway with grease on my hands and a wrench in my lap while something cold settled in my chest. I finished the brake job in silence, washed my hands with their garden hose, and sat through lunch with a smile on my face while my brain cataloged the last 3 years. I was the one who fixed everything in Sarah's apartment. The leaky faucet, the broken AC, the electrical outlet that kept sparking. I'd spent entire weekends renovating her bathroom and painting her living room. I handled her car maintenance, set up her retirement accounts, and helped her negotiate a raise at work by rehearsing with her for 3 nights straight. I paid for most of our vacations and covered dinners when her friends joined, because she said it made her look good. I did all of that because I thought we were building something real, but apparently I was just good for now. A useful placeholder until someone more ambitious came along. That afternoon, I decided that if I wasn't husband material, I was done performing husband material labor. I started by canceling my calendar reminders for everything related to her life. Her mom's car needed an oil change 2 weeks later, and when the engine light came on during her highway drive, she called Sarah in a panic. Sarah called me asking why I didn't remind her mom about the maintenance schedule, and I said, Remind her? It's her car. Sarah went quiet, like I'd said something in a foreign language. The next week, Sarah's kitchen sink started leaking, and she texted me 3 times, asking when I was coming over to fix it. I replied, You should probably call a plumber. She said plumbers are expensive, and I said, Yeah, they charge for their expertise. She had to pay $200 for a 20-minute fix that I would have done for free. Then her laptop crashed, and she lost a work presentation because she'd never set up the cloud backup system I'd been telling her to configure. She called me crying, asking why I didn't just do it for her like usual, and I said, It's your computer, Sarah. By November, Sarah's life was visibly unraveling, and her family kept asking what was wrong. Her sister cornered me at a birthday party and said, Why aren't you helping her anymore? Her car's making a weird noise, and she's too stressed to deal with it. She says you're being distant. I shrugged and said, I'm sure she can figure it out. Sarah started panicking around the holidays, suddenly buying me expensive gifts and talking constantly about our future together. She kept insisting I had to come to Christmas dinner at her parents' house, saying it was really important to her this year. And she got so emotional about it that I finally agreed. Christmas dinner arrived, and the whole family gathered around that big table in her parents' dining room, the same room where I'd heard Sarah tell her mother I wasn't husband material 6 months earlier. Sarah was fidgeting with her napkin and barely eating, and her mother kept giving her encouraging nods from across the table. After dessert, Sarah stood up and clinked her glass, saying she had an announcement. Then she walked over to my chair and got down on one knee while her entire family watched. She pulled out a velvet box, opened it to reveal a men's wedding band, and her voice shook when she said, You're the most incredible man I've ever known, and I can't imagine my life without you. Will you marry me? The whole room went silent. Her mother had tears in her eyes, and her sister was filming on her phone. I looked at the ring, then at Sarah's face. I'm sorry, Sarah, but I can't marry you, I said loud enough for everyone to hear. After all, I'm just good for now. I'm not exactly husband material, and you should probably keep your options open. Her mother's face drained of color, and Sarah's hands started trembling. I grabbed my jacket from the hallway and walked out the front door, while Sarah was still kneeling there with that ring box open in her hands.